in to this B-bomb site. coldzera here to help his buddy out, but Brocky's mollied out of position. coldzera needs the trade, and he almost gets the double, but Ships is able to keep C0ntact in control of this B site. And unless we see some quick kills for FaZe, they're in trouble here. Olaf tries to do what he can, but it's not happening for them. They lose the B site again, and FaZe should probably save at this point, but the nade is going to land. That's a free kill onto Esperanto. In a 2v3, though, it's still not really possible, especially with another smoke for the doors.
Nah, it hasn't prompted them to go for the retake. As you said, especially with the smoke going down, there really just was so little chance that they'd actually be able to make that retake happen successfully, even with that kill from the nade. So saving over is the best idea. You see coldzera's on 450. He can be dropped the weapon with 2400 loss bonus coming in. You can see the other players being able to buy for themselves. So FaZe will come back onto a full buy yet again. But C0ntact have now taken themselves 3 rounds in a row. They've been doing so quite convincingly. And as you pointed out in that previous round, the B-bomb site has been an issue for them here over these past few rounds. So how do FaZe now adjust to it? But we do have to give props to C0ntact there. The way they took the long control in the beginning, of course, to try and restrict info for FaZe, to make it a little bit easier to try and even pull players off of that B-bomb site, knowing, okay, yeah, we've took B now a couple rounds in a row. FaZe are probably going to try and adapt to that. So let's go long in the beginning and then go B later on in the round, rather than just early like we had the previous couple. And yeah, it worked out really well for them.
I wonder if we're going to see a switch up of the players on that B site at any point. Right now it is coldzera and Brocky again going back to the B side of things. It's the A-long fights that might be the important ones though. Nades from CONTACT seem to have forced FaZe away. There's very little damage done, but the flashbangs and the smoke have made FaZe uncomfortable, so they've decided to fall back. Nico's hanging around at the car with the AWP here. Otto's just crossed though. Nico's not in the best position, but he lands the first shot. Smoke about to go down. The Molotov lands at car. Nico smokes it anyway. And now they're going to start to close in on his position. But Nico, oh, the flash was good, but he misses the shot. Gets it second time of asking. And Nico ducks back into the smoke. Somehow still alive. Nico firing on all cylinders right now. A third kill for him on the round. Nearly a fourth, but these Molotovs might be his death sentence. He's still going. Nico with a quad kill on the hold. And CONTACT just can't kill this man.
Yeah, no, he could still get the ace for himself at this point. There is the flank, though, coming in, and also everyone else just getting ready to swing from the bomb site. All right, Otto gets one. At this point, they're like, yeah, let's wait for coldzera to get into position here on this flank. Let him try and make a play himself, and eventually just have Nico peek out to go ahead and confirm the ace. Indeed, just fantastic. That 4K was insane. The final kill, it was a little bit harder to hype up, because at that point, of course, Otto was pretty much counted out of the round. 13-10 FaZe, they bounce back finally with 1 for themselves after giving away 3, conceding 3 rounds in a row to CONTACT. The issue is, in those 3 rounds, CONTACT didn't build up the most amazing economy. They lived with 3 in 2 of them and lived with 4 in the other round. So they got enough money to allow for the buy here, but they've spent pretty much everything into this round. If they lose this one, at that point they are left in a very difficult spot deciding if they want to force or if they want to eco and play for overtime.
I feel like there's going to be a bounty on Nico after that last round. CONTACT have put up a wanted poster on Nico because they're not going to be happy with how that last round played out. But here we go. Nice kill, Esperanto, while blinded. And this B site is continuing to be a problem. They can't do anything to stop this from happening. Resistance is futile on the B site, apparently. Not a single kill for them. And this has got to be concerning for FaZe, because sure, Nico steps up and wins you that round. That's all well and good. But again, it's that B-bomb site round after round that's been going against them. This time with a mid to B split, which is definitely much more difficult to deal with. But just those 2 players stuck on the B site there, it's very difficult to hold it down when you've got the split coming into B like that.
Yeah, especially when you were kind of focusing on trying to prep up the B-bomb site defense for just the straight of hit, so they kind of had a little bit less focus around mid in general. It's been a tough one from them. Oh, I lagged a bit. I hope you could still hear me right there. I did kind of disconnect from the screen for a second. My internet is just being weird sometimes. But yeah, FaZe, they can't afford to keep letting this happen. And if they're just trading back and forth at this point, obviously with their economy being with them being on the CT side, their economy is a lot more fragile. They have to spend that little bit extra to get the full investments. They don't have the ability to be getting bomb plants to boost it up, even if they are losing rounds, as of course the T side would. So this is an awkward spot to be in. With the money that they have available, they're willing now to at least take that one eco. They'll confirm a full buy in the next round. And obviously with what they saved over, they do still have a little bit here to work with. Brokey invested into a CZ. Either that or was dropped by a teammate. Either way, he's not going to have it anymore. coldzera instead going to be finding that weapon. And here it is, another B play just coming straight in from Contact. They are going to swarm the bomb site. They are going to overcome all of the defense. Rain, who's able to get one kill before he goes down. But it is one round now that's in the difference between these two. That's all that separates them. Contact again, making it an overall competitive map. But as FaZe come back onto the full buy, this is where we say, okay, if they get this one, this is when it becomes a reality that they could be bringing this to a third map.
18 seconds is all Contact's needed to win that round with the B rush. They've got good B spawns again here. I don't think it's going to be the B rush in this gun round, though. And again, it's the same two players committing to the B site. A fair few players pushing tunnels for Contacts, but they're not going to be going all the way through. A long presence gained by FaZe. That's a nice start to the round, because now they can maybe commit some more players to mid and short and maybe even B. If they get this A-long control, they don't have to worry about that position. So that would be a really nice start for them to maybe be able to put some of their forces elsewhere, to maybe rotate some players away. Contact have replied with some short control of their own, though. And again, nades being exchanged early, but still basically no damage done in this round.
Looking like, again, we're going to see Contact focusing probably on towards B. At least at the moment, they do want to try and probe around mid a little bit, see what they can find in that area. They've been slowed down, though, because FaZe are kind of putting a lot more of their players around this area. They're using a lot of their utility as well to ensure that it's not going to be an issue like it has been in these previous few rounds. But the problem is they've used a lot of their own utility now. They only have one smoke and some flashes remaining at this point. And trying to flash into peak on mid, it does end up costing them. Rain gets dropped by the op of Otto, and that prompts what they're thinking is going to be a B split right now. But of course, that is not the case. They're actually going to bring it up through short. It didn't actually pull rotations off of A as of yesterday. They do still have two in position.
Can they get revenge on Nico? The AWP this time holding on the A-bomb site. He's been mollied out, but Olof's here to help him. Olof only gets one kill on the hold, and Nico burns to a crisp. Otto's molly gets the kill straight up. And now FaZe are going to have to save again. This time not on the B site, but from losing A without a single kill on... Well, Olof got that one kill, but without enough kills on the hold. And now it's 13-13. This game is getting closer and closer by the round.
Surprisingly, what was it? It was 12-7 at one point, I believe, and I was like, yeah, I find that hard to believe that Contact are going to be able to make the comeback happen here on a map that FaZe do feel good on. That is the choice of FaZe as well, one that we were expecting them to come in and win pretty much no matter what in the series. But no, Contact are making that comeback a reality. They've gotten 6 of the last 7 rounds now, and they have been mostly just abusing the B-bomb site, to be real, but in this round switching it up, using the fact that B-bomb site has been such an issue for FaZe, and using kind of the kind of fact that they know that is going to be in the mind of FaZe to kind of sell out a little bit of a fake and keep 2 of those players in position for so long.
Well, this is a great chance for Contact to take the lead. Only 2 rifles saved over for FaZe. Pistols on the rest of the players. This is the kind of round where you can come up with a big adaptation, where you can take a risk in switching up your setup. So we could see FaZe commit some players to B, or we could see them try and fight mid. Making steps here. Oh, yes. c0ntact lines up the wallbang headshot onto Rain, who was just trying to run back to safety. c0ntact says no.
That's a little bit unfortunate. Having mostly just pistols in this round, only the 2 saved the rifles. Obviously, that you want to be able to try and find an opening kill in your favor, not have it going the other way where you're putting the back foot in a 4-on-5. Pretty much being forced to give up the B-bomb site now as well as the Contact comes in. I would imagine Brokey just backs away with that M4. What they do have full loss bonus, of course, but it's not like they can really do worthwhile damage because of the fact that Contact do have such an incredible economy already. Although you could have the pistols obviously wait around and see if they can maybe retrieve a couple of weapons to just boost up this buy for FaZe a little bit in the next round with maybe some AKs. And obviously if they could get the op, that would be fantastic. But Contact have gone ahead and actually claimed themselves the lead now. Map 3 is beginning to actually look relatively likely at this point. If FaZe aren't able to come through with this next gun round, then it probably is confirmed. Nuke, I think, definitely would be an interesting one between these two. I don't know really what I'm going to be expecting of c0ntact on it, if I'm being honest. I don't know if they'd be able to really get the win, even if they do manage to bring it to map number 3.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I remember casting one of their games on Nuke, and I don't think I was too impressed from what I remember from the c0ntact side. Whereas
To be fair, their D2 stats aren't great either.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They haven't played Dust2 a single time in this tournament, though. All the games are from a fair while ago.
Saving it for this moment, maybe?
Maybe.
Until they were 0-6 in groups.
Wow, this game isn't over yet. Double AWP setup out for c0ntact on their T side here. Again, a fair few players over at B tunnels. I think Ships is just looking for the pick with the AWP, and if he got it, then maybe they commit to B. But it's still the same setup for FaZe. They're not budging. They're sticking with c0ntact and Brokey on B. This is clearly what they've practiced, so you can understand why they're sticking with it. But if they lose B again, at some point you've got to feel like maybe it is worth changing it. Maybe it's worth putting an AWP here or something. We'll see, though, because c0ntact might not commit to the B site this time round. They're currently focused on the mid control, and FaZe kind of fighting for short, so that might be where the first engagement comes through in this round.
Yeah, very likely. There's 2 players, as you pointed out, for FaZe that are looking to try and challenge. Oh, did Esperanto not spot him initially? I think the gun actually may have been blocking it, the view model just a small bit, but with Nico, of course, being completely blinded, he still could manage to recover in time. Rain is then forced down into the spawn as well, actually getting tagged up quite heavily. Still finds a kill on Otto, but trying to swing back in. Too many players, they're actually peeking him, and c0ntact have done it. They've already confirmed the 15th round. Ships was lurking out on B. 3-on-3, do they want to go for it now? Actually, they may want to. They have the kits, they have a little bit of utility, and the bomb is only being planted.
Yeah, they're at least going to have a look to see if there's a way into this round, at a minimum. Emmy's got another smoke here, which he's going to drop on himself. Just sitting on the ramp. Here comes the push. Flashbang blinds Brokey. That was his teammate's flash, but the time is really, really low now. Esperanto gets a kill. Brokey eventually pulls the trigger, but it's not happening for FaZe. They try the retake, but try as they might, they can't get back onto the A-bomb site. c0ntact take a 15-13 lead and 2 map points here.
What is going on, man? This has been crazy. FaZe have got, what, one of the last 9 rounds, I believe it's been, have gone in their favor. This has just been incredible. Yeah, no, sorry, one of the last 8. I was right the first time. Why did I doubt myself? God damn Hawkin.
Never doubt
yourself. But it could be one of the last 9. Maybe I was just predicting that c0ntact they're going to close this out 16-13.
It wouldn't be a bad bet at this point, based on that recent record of rounds you were talking about. A-long control has been given away for free in this one. FaZe Clan not fighting for this area of the map. Nico's got the AWP on short. He's pushed all the way up. So at some point, you've got to think that FaZe will realize that this A-long play is definitely a possibility. I think they're just assuming that c0ntact will use some nades if they try and push from long, though, and that will give them a bit of a heads up and give them a chance to rotate back around. Look at the minimap, though. The B tunnels push is coming in. That's going to be all the information that FaZe Clan need. They must know this is an A-long play now.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Rain actually drops the molly at a pretty good time. It won't be able to do a lot, unfortunately. Okay, actually, some damage being done. Yeah, there was smokes down on it. It actually didn't extinguish it. You're seeing Letney getting burned down. Emmy taking a decent amount of damage as well. And yeah, FaZe have set themselves up. They have a good idea about where this hit first is going to be coming in at this point as the bomb is just about to be planted. But they're losing players. c0ntact have already gone down into a 3-on-5. They have no idea that Olaf is on the bomb site pretty much alongside Emmy. Smoked down the long flank from Brokey, and this round is done. FaZe have gone ahead and finally gotten themselves another. They do so really convincingly, which is a good sign. It's what they needed if they want to have a full buy in this next round. Otherwise, if they drop to like a 1-on-1 or whatever, they could have been limited in weapons. But they still need one more, and that's just to confirm the overtime.
2 AWPs now for FaZe Clan as well. That'll be interesting, because coldzera is going to be AWPing probably on the B side of the map. That's where he's been playing in most of these rounds. And you can definitely see a world where c0ntact try and go back to B to close this out here in round 30, because they've had a lot of success there. So I'm interested to see if coldzera's AWP has any impact on how that B site gets played out. Maybe it will help FaZe lock down that side of the map. We'll wait and see if that's where c0ntact are even going, though, because they are the ones who have to make up their minds here in round number 30. We go the distance on Dust2, and c0ntact are just rushing up mid. They are very decisive here.
Oh! Esperanto taps the head of c0ntact towards the window. Brokey and Rain, though, pulling back 3 kills on mid. What the hell is going on? Rain cannot be stopped. Otto tried to swing in, but with the yop, he wasn't able to ring off the shot quite in time. Rain, he reigns on the parade here of c0ntact, as they are indeed going to be forced to fight to send it to a map 3 in an overtime instead of being able to close it there in the regulation.
Yeah, c0ntact overlooked just that one position, that one little spot that you can push through the CT smoke and be safe in. And Rain makes them pay for it with all those kills. It was such a nice shot from Esperanto as well. That was against the AWP of cold0, who was just holding from window. You think that that's the way in. You think that's the way they're going to get onto B. But Rain realized he had to do something. He couldn't just leave Brocky out to dry on the B bomb site alone. And he helped his teammate out in such a big way. And now we go into overtime. Here we go. Double AWP on the CT side will continue to come through. Otto has one for c0ntact as well. And we get a nice slow start to this round. After getting shut down in that previous round, c0ntact aside, they're not going to go quite as quickly this time.
Yeah, slowing things down just a small bit here now. Knowing obviously that FaZe won't have any worries at all with their economy. Are we seeing aggression in tunnels? Yeah, Autorector wasn't showing it to me, but I did notice it myself. I came over just as you actually did see a little bit of contact there. Letney baited out the op shot, so he knows that they were pushing up at this point. But so far, no kills to be found. At least until Nico peeks in towards middle. Able to drop Otto, wins out the op duel, and gives FaZe a good start here into the overtime.
Nico's AWP can't hold this A side now, though, so the A short push is coming in. He's trying to flash his way back in. Nico's not going to be very comfortable here. With the AWP, he's got to be in trouble. Shots landing, and Nico's stuck behind that smoke. A-long control is here for FaZe Clan, and here comes Olof. Oh, Letney, how does he not hear those steps? Olof gets the flank onto Letney, catching him off guard. And now c0ntact have a lot of work to do to hold this site in a 3v5.
Yeah, not going to be an easy task, especially with no utility at all. I think they have used everything. Yeah, none remaining. They end up getting blinded, actually, as the flash comes over. Long Rain just has an easy time cleaning up 2 of them, and with the help of Nico, they will indeed be able to close that round out. FaZe, they do strike back after being able to pull back 2 rounds in a row to force it into the overtime. They have gone ahead and picked up the opening round for themselves as well, reclaiming the lead. Position that we've seen them lose a little bit back. And the economy can still become a worry here for c0ntact if they're to lose this round. Going into the following, into the final one of this first half of the overtime, they could then be struggling onto a couple of players. It wouldn't be too big of a deal. It's more so on the CT side where you have to worry about it. But you would see, obviously, Otto, who's been buying up the ops, unfortunately being stuck onto a pistol, most likely. Or maybe an SMG. So, ideally, c0ntact, if they want to have a good chance of recovering this half, they do want to be picking this one up. Otherwise, you could see FaZe even having a chance to sweep up all 3 CT rounds.
Look at some of the fragging numbers on FaZe. Nico at 30 kills, Rain at 29, but it's Emmy who's got the first kill of this round. Olofmeister trying to fight for A-long. The flashes weren't good enough to get him across to pit safely. c0ntact, well, it's a 2-man lead. Ships just taking fights through mid. Maybe going a bit too far as Rain eventually gets the refrag. And there are still 2 CTs on this B side of the map, and c0ntact seems somewhat aware of that. They're moving up through short. Brokey's there to stop them, but Otto picks up the trade, and now the A site is compromised. This is going to be a free bomb plant for c0ntact as soon as this molly fades.
Oh, Rain finds Otto as he peeks in towards long. Now that's given actually a really good position for FaZe indeed in this 2-on-2 because they have the long control. They also have cold0 who's going to be working up through short. The only issue is, obviously they can't really help each other out. It's going to come down to them winning out their individual fights. You see the T's are focused together right now. Esperanto watching for the short peak. They have Emmy then watching to ensure that that player crossing over long will be challenged, but he was able to actually make it over without being spotted, I believe. On the bomb site, cold0 pops out from short and is going to take down Esperanto, and now it's all on Emmy. He's in such an awkward spot. Trying to get back up to stop that defuse was pretty much impossible, especially as cold0 just peeked back in.
Yeah, just not the best position for Emmy to be in to try and play the bomb there, unfortunately. Nicely done by FaZe,
short.
though. Yeah.
It would have made sense if they went and tried to get the short control rather than dropping down and trying to hold it from CT, because they knew there was one player on long, so I figured, yeah, once they started walking in that direction, they were going to just go get short together to play from. But they dropped. That was a strange decision. They still have a pretty good buy here thanks to the bomb plant.
Interesting switch up of the orbs. Oh, wow. What a shot from Nico. Very quick on the trigger, spotting Esperanto. I was about to say that c0ntact, who had been AWPing, has given it over to Brocky this time, but I don't know if that's going to matter, because Nico's AWP apparently is the one to watch, as c0ntact's rifle also comes into play through the smoke. Nico lands a shot again, that's the bomb drops, and Nico hungry for more. He lands that shot just before going down. Great work again from Nico with the sniper, and Rain will tap away to close out the half. Perfect half for FaZe Clan. They get every single round there.
Yeah, flawless CT. They need one more round. The magic number is 19 to go ahead and close out the map. And in the case of FaZe, close out the series and take it 2-0, leaving c0ntact unfortunately sitting 0-7 in the group. As we had pointed out, obviously this matchup doesn't have any effect on the kind of groups anymore. FaZe have won all of their games up to this point, so they've confirmed their first spot. No matter what, but there is all the other games that are going on, which I haven't actually kept up with. We will have to have a look over there in a moment and see how they've gone, but right now, a fight over towards long is the goal for FaZe. They flash out, they get a 1-for-1 trade initially, and give themselves a position where they can probably just slow this down now, because they have so much time. A 1-for-1, as has been mentioned, I'm sure many times by every single caster, is going to be favorable for the T side. Oh, hang on. Ooh. Oh, the timing for Ships. I was going to say he could pull one back. They're going to be caught off guard. He actually manages to get the kill. How the hell is Esperanto the one who dies there?
Yeah, that's crazy. FaZe have got to overcome a 2v3 then. c0ntact and Brokey left in this one. c0ntact is solo pushing mid. Oh, Ships was very low on health there. One shot would have done it. But it's all on Brokey with the AWP moving up to the A site. There's maybe some fights he can take, but the Molotov gives away his position. He's looking to try and find a fight that's favorable. The Molotov gives him enough cover so he can cross behind the car. Oh, Brocky's really trying to... Okay then, nice shot from Brocky. I was going to say trying to play the mind games here, but now he crosses to the bomb site safely just as Ships goes off the angle. Fake plant from Brocky. Second shot is good, and it's into the 1v1 against Letney. Letney's flanking from long. Brocky's not ready for this right now. He's looking at short. Oh, Brocky, he does check long. He gets the information. And now Brocky is just going to go for it. He goes for the fight and wins it. Huge 1v3 from Brocky to close it out. Beautifully done.